What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another Daily Hack. And today's episode is all about why podcasting, or as you can see in the title, to podcast or not to podcast. Ron, what's going on? Happy Monday, my friend.
Happy Monday. I love this topic, and I know how much it's changed our lives. So let's get to it, man.
Yeah. So, first off, I love your story about when we said, you know what, we should do a podcast. And you're like, what? What is a podcast? Is it a radio show? Tell the audience, tell that story for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah. No. So I remember, we were talking about publishing, and you're like, "Hey, I listen to podcasts. We should do podcasts." And I was like, "What? What the heck's a podcast? Like, do we? If it's like a radio show, like that'd be kind of fun." So yeah, let's do a radio show, and that's what I thought podcasting was.
Yeah, just a little bit different. But we've been able to go through the changes and evolution of our own podcast to where I think we could give a few radio shows a run for their money.
That's right.
And so to ask you the question you posed to everyone else, to podcast or not to podcast, right? Why podcasting?
Three things. One, it lets you get used to talking in this weird setting. So that's one. Two, it gets your message out there. Right? And three, why not podcast? Right? Podcasting has completely changed our lives. Our silly little show has enabled us to leave 2 six-figure a year jobs just by that. Just by a little podcast show.
Right. Yeah. And so, there's a million podcasts starting every day, right? Like the increase in number of podcasts is exponentially increasing as we continue to move forward, because it is such a strong place to get your message out, right? Like it is such a strong avenue that you can actually talk about the things you want to talk about, right? And people do it for fun, people do it for business, people talk to entrepreneurs, they talk about movies. Like the sky's the limit on things that one talks about. So yeah, I mean, I agree 100%. Like we started down the path where like we got to publish. What are we going to do? Why publish? And we could have written a blog, but you and I struggle with grammar anyway. So that wasn't
hard. Grammar be hard.
We could have done I don't know what, just a live show on Facebook. Oh wait, we're doing that too.
Yeah. And here's the great thing about this podcast. It's live. It gets broken up into hundreds of little pieces of content that we can use for months.
Yes.
We just have to come up with snappy things to say.
We spend 10 minutes today, and then it's here live in Facebook. It's live on YouTube, and and then it goes to the podcast platforms, right. And then it's broken up into all the little content, or as the Biz Bros like to say, little minions following all over the internet. So of our stuff. So yes, podcasting allowed us to leave jobs. Podcasting allows us to get our message out. One other thing that I love about the podcasting, it allows us to get free coaching.
Right. Yeah, it allows you, if you have a podcast show, like we just helped somebody launch their show, and she's able to get high influencers that never talked to her before to be on her show. Just because she has a platform that helps people get their message out.
Yep. And it's allowed us to do the same thing, right? Like we, for the longest time when we first started, every podcast was like, ooh, let's learn from this person. And then the beauty is when you start a show, you wonder, okay, why is somebody going to say yes to coming on your show? And then you realize that everyone says yes.
Everyone says yes. Might not be a quick yes.
Yeah, you might have to work a little bit for it.
Right. But it's always a yes.
It is always a yes, or it's a never respond. So we have never received a no. No, thank you. I'm not going to come share my message on your podcast. We have never heard that. So anyway, so it allows you to get in connection with people. It allows you to connect with your tribe, your people, your customers, your clients, right? So why wouldn't you have a podcast? That is the question. All right. So we have ours that goes live. We have ours that then goes to Podcasting World. We publish crazy amounts for podcasts every single day, Monday through Friday. What are your thoughts on that? Do people, to have success, do they need to publish 5 days a week?
No, consistent. Just be consistent on when you're publishing. Could be once a week. Could be once every other week. We recommend once a week, but consistent where people know that they can count on you for content that day at that time.
Yep. Okay. So do you think anybody in the online space that is trying to connect to customers, do you think they need a podcast?
Yes.
Do they have to do it traditionally, like I'm going to record and then I'm going to go to iTunes? Do they have to do that, or can they do other things?
They can do it multitude different ways, and we're able to help with all of them, right? You can have a vodcast, which is what you're watching right now. It's a video cast podcast, right?
Yep.
And that goes live right now. We're live on YouTube, Facebook group, live, right? Then we repurpose that exact same content for a later podcast episode. It's really that easy.
So what if the person doesn't know how to do the editing or do the publishing or do the graphics here? What do you recommend?
Find the who that can help you do that to make it a frictionless thing. So then all you have to do is focus on recording, getting in front of your dream customers, and that's it. Focus on what you do best. Let someone else help you with the rest.
Yes. And I think that's something that I love talking about, just because when we started our path to the show, we discovered all the friction points that people quit in, right? Like, we got through them, like, because we knew how to edit. So, okay, we can edit our own stuff, but so many people get stuck on that. We got through them because you knew how to make graphics and brands, where people get stuck on that, right? Like, we were able to get through all that stuff. But if somebody isn't able to do that, like, they just got to know there are people out there that can help them. Now, you can reach out to us. That's one easy, but we're not having the show right now to talk about reaching out to us. We just want you to get your message out. We want you to impact those that you're trying to impact, right? And yes, absolutely. If you can't do it, you don't know where to go, reach out. We'll help. But there are more than just us that can help you, right? Like, you may understand graphics and not know editing. So, you can go one direction there. Or maybe you understand editing, you don't know graphics. You can go one direction there. Or maybe you just won't have any kind of branding, but you just go and record your show. Whatever it is, the abilities are there, but know where you need the assistance, and then you can reach out to the right people to help you execute that. And I think, that's why we created everything we've created, because we saw so many people not get their message out because of those friction points.
Yep. No, and that's exactly it. We want it to be a completely frictionless piece where people can just focus on what they need to focus on. And what we found is, if we make it frictionless, you keep getting your message out there, because there's no excuse. We've removed every single excuse to make sure the impactors can create impact.
Yep. Yep. All right, everyone. Why podcasting? Well, come on. The better question is why not podcasting? Go get your message out. And if you need anybody to help you with, obviously we're here. Feel free to say something. Feel free to reach out. But if again, it doesn't have to be us. Like we just want you to get your message out. And we believe 100% that if you're in the online space at all, you should have some kind of show. And so at the end of the day, why not a podcast show? All right, everyone, happy Monday. And I hope you enjoyed this daily hack. And this week, we're talking about podcasting every single day. So Monday through Friday, we've got a different take on podcasting. And yeah, it's going to be exciting. I'm looking forward to it.
Take care, guys.
Bye.